No. I need my list. All right.
On this episode of kpopRC, we continue the burnout drift machine neighbor, the replica of Cletus McFarlane's most reliable beast.
Hell yeah, brother!
We take care of some of the most iconic Crown Vic upgrades. So thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to sub up and let her rip, Tater Chip. Yee! Jedder says, do it for Dale. Hell yeah, brother. TM Broody says, fire me up. Carl Island says, bald eagles and freedom. Yeah, buddy. Next, Dual Chooch, great name. Hell yeah, brother. Love the content, man. Wicked. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching. Stay tuned for more wicked projects. All right, so you dudes are totally into this project.
Hell yeah, brother.
This project is gonna be super cool, and all your wicked comments have inspired me to keep going and to work super hard to get episodes of this project out much faster. So kudos, thank you for all the kind words, and also all of the wicked ideas. Everybody's got amazing ideas on how to make this thing burn out, and I have to admit, I'm gonna use a few of them. All right, I gotta build a police light bar for the top of the neighbor project. And the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna use something called NeoPixels. NeoPixels are RGB LED pixels that are actually triggered by a simple in and out signal that daisy chains through each LED. If you want more information about this, check out my last project. I did build a 5 light bucket for that, and I can make it do really cool RGB things. So check out that build if you want to see what I'm doing. What I did was I put 6 NeoPixels in series on a breadboard, and I programmed them into what I think looks as close as I can get to Cletus's light bar. Wizardry is this, you ask? Well, a link down below is a programmer that programs these NeoPixels. Spits out Arduino code that you just load right into your little nano there, and it'll play back your sequence. How cool is that? Next, what I did was I went into SketchUp and I created a 3-part print to create this bucket. This is the first iteration of the bucket. I still don't know how much room I'm gonna need for the wiring. If you haven't still bought a 3D printer, go do it. The Ender 3 is like $200 for the kit. You will not be sorry. The 3D printing game is quite amazing right now, and you're a fool if you don't get one. it does look like this. And what's cool about it is the top registers into the bottom. So this is the top plate. The top plate has these two raised sections that fit perfectly into the bottom piece. The bottom piece looks like this. It has these triangular sections that block the light so that it wouldn't spill, so one LED wouldn't spill into the next LED. The top piece has these little tiny holes in it. That's what's gonna all screw everything together. And the center is a PLA clear filament that I used. This is the great part of 3D printing, is that you can create these like highly tolerant parts by yourself, and then you can feel like a real smart engineer, even though you only went to film school. I did cut the top of the LED off, and that is in order to get more space, so that when I do stick this LED into the light bucket, it fits, and I don't have to create a much larger, thicker light bar, which would not look scaled, right? So. Push the ground. So ground, power, signal. All right, I got a bit of flack for giving the creator of this STL some in the last episode, and I stick by what I say. I bought it. I spent the money and I bought this model, and I feel slightly deceived because no, it was not print ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you guys to some really cool makers. There's a group on Facebook called Scale Addiction. They are two really cool dudes that make replica bodies, and you can actually request them to make a custom body. Find them on Facebook. They're called Scale Addiction. They also have a YouTube channel if you want to check out their builds. My favorite one so far is the Mustang body. It looks so perfect, and I can't wait to print it. I've got so much stuff on the go right now. I can't do it just yet, but I will do it soon. Yeah, so check them out. It's Scale Addiction on YouTube and on Facebook. Their link is in the description below. Their bodies are around $15 US. For custom ones, it's probably a lot more, because you got to understand that it takes hours and hours to make 3D models, especially tested ones that work properly. If you're looking for a really cool 3D printable body, check out Scale Addiction. And also give them a sub too, because they're always making really cool stuff. Like there's this like 5 Series BMW they're working on right now that just looks so perfect. Yeah, it's super sweet. So yeah, Scale Addiction, man. Check them out. I'm gonna be doing some collaborative work with them as well on another super secret project. If you follow me on Facebook, on my Facebook group, you might have received some spoilers already on what it will be. But yeah, he's making me some pretty sweet details for it, and it's gonna be pretty badass when it's done. So yeah, so check them out. Again, Scale Addiction on Facebook and on YouTube. Wicked. All right, next. I built this wicked push bar / bull bar. This is pretty much exactly what you would find on a Crown Victoria police car. I did find a technical drawing that had the exact proportions of what a cop push bar would be, and that's what this is. I did have some issues with the first print that I made, and that was that I did not do an exact profile of the bumper on these plastic end caps, and so it didn't fit perfectly on the body. So what I did do was I brought the body back into my slicer and I cut the bumper off of it. And then I stuck it 90 degrees up and I cut that right where this sits. So I got a little sliver of bumper that I then exported out again and brought into SketchUp in order to create the exact profile on the bull bar. The bull bar is awesome. It fits perfectly. This is another great reason 3D printers are awesome. You know, all the tolerances that this, you know, I couldn't do this with a file. Like I couldn't do this by hand. So it's quite amazing how powerful these tools are. So yeah, so if you don't have a 3D printer yet, go get one, right? Just go get one. Yeah, that's the bull bar. How awesome is that? The rear bumper has melted so many times on this car in its history that they have replaced it with a steel bar that looks a lot like the bumper itself.
How's the body damage looking? Oh, my bumper.
And I have a bunch of styrene right here, and I'm gonna do what I do with cages. Like I've built tons of cages for my RC cars, and I'm gonna do the same with the bumper. I did get a heat gun as per everyone's suggestion to melt the styrene sheets more evenly and not to overdo it so they don't burn. That's gonna be super sweet. So onward, let's do that. All right. It's pretty good. Much better than the first one I did, which is shit. So. Yeah, I'm making a template basically to hold the styrene. That sucks. See, that good sucks. All right, I gave up. I gave up because this does not look good. It's hard to get it even. It's hard to get it to look like mandrel bent piping. I'm just not very good at it yet. I need more practice. I think with cage hoops, it's easy because there's so many tubes that weld to the bent corners to sort of strengthen and triangulate the cage, so you can kind of hide your crimes that way. But like with this particular bumper, it's like really difficult to get it to sort of like look right. But this right now is just like this is garbage. This is just garbage. Like this is kind of a huge waste of time, which sucks. But that's okay. That's okay because I'm just gonna make it in 3D. Because you know, after printing that 100% RC drifter and printing the cage quite successfully with pipes, with this kind of outer diameter, I can do it. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna heavily support the 3D model, and I'm gonna print the hell out of it. But first, I gotta design it. So let's design it. printing it, you can see just how absolutely perfect, how just scale this is. I don't know how this is gonna get mounted to the chassis because the chassis is being rowed here over the Pacific Ocean right now, so God knows how long that's gonna take to get here before I can start building it, and I can maybe mount this permanently, not permanently, but like affix this to the chassis. But just as a comparison, so you can kind of see how perfect this thing came out. And I heavily supported this. I used 100% infill, and I 100% used a support structure. So this bumper will be available on Thingiverse for free if you guys want to try and print it. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's gonna fit your RC body, but like maybe this would be cool to put on your drift missile as a bumper. And yeah, enjoy. How sweet is that? Let me know in the comments what you think of this bumper. Don't tell me it sucks, because this took a lot of work and I lost a lot of sleep making it on the weekend. So badass though, huh? How sweet is this? How many bald eagles does this release? Good gravy. Let's hope I don't melt it with the smoke that's gonna pour out of the tires in the back. So wicked.
It's that time to give away a set of sweet-ass Recaro seats for your sweet scale ride. Or put them on your desk, hang them off the rear view mirror, whatever. If you'd like to be considered for a set, leave me a comment below, sub to the channel, and maybe a pair will be yours. This episode's winner is Josh Martin. It's Josh Martin, man.
That's it for this week's episode of kpopRC, but stick around where we discuss comments from the last video and all the ideas that you guys suggested and sort of the direction I'm taking the project. So if you want to listen to me talk for another 10 minutes, which I mean I wouldn't, but if you guys want to hear what the plans are, then stick around. All right, totally apologizing in advance for me butchering some of these names, but Cole Steebley, man. Cole Steebley says Bondo. Yes, agreed. I am gonna definitely get a bit more precious with this body. I've already ordered enough sandpaper to kill a small dog. Is that a thing? That's not a thing. Wits Adventures says definitely use body filler and make it dope. Yeah, I'm gonna make it dope. Ilya Almerez says I respect the Crown Vic build. I want to see engine wine, please. Great, man, keep it up. Wicked. If you guys have any ideas on how to get that wine, leave them in the comments below. I have some ideas already. I'm assuming they will definitely echo yours, but leave them in the comments anyway, man. Anything to help, man. Let's hive mind it. Let's get this thing going. I really want to hear that supercharger wine, man. I really want to hear that. I think that's going to be super badass. Josh Martin says scale neighbor project, and then he also wrote project, because I'm assuming this guy has been around since the beginning, back when I was saying project like they do in the UK, where they say project, because let's be real, that's what it is. We just got lazy with it, and now we say project. Scale Builders Guild, man, nice to have you along. If you guys don't know Scale Builders Guild, go check him out on YouTube. He's always got wicked projects as well. Sammy M says use a servo to lock up the front drive shaft and to engage some kind of transfer case to disconnect the front axle. Not doing that. The Crown Victoria is rear-wheel drive, so I'm going to use a four-wheel drive platform, and I'm going to cut the drive from the motor to the front wheels, and they're just gonna spin freely unless I stop them with a servo. Wicked. That's such a great idea though. And he also says, cheers, great job, my friend. Thanks for sharing. Keep it up. Yeah, man, I'm gonna try to keep it up. Yeah, fudge. Let's see if I can, I'm trying to do these weekly. It might get a little tricky. Because I do work a full-time job, so I am definitely neglecting the girlfriend. So Paula, I'm sorry. Paul McNamara, 16. Paul McNamara, 16. Loving the look of this build. Always love the unusual, oddball, and unique builds. Yeah, man, same here. Why build everything the same? I don't think I can build another 240, but I may build another 240. Hint, hint. Paul McNamara, 16. Thanks for the comment, brother. Stay tuned. Dayco Skate says you can do a 4-wheel drive chassis and convert it rear-wheel drive like a Security 4, and you can brake with the front diff. Yes, see, this guy knows exactly what I was after, and yeah, it's in the mail. It is being rowed here as we speak over the Pacific Ocean. So the slow boat is carrying it over here with the tides of change. Armor Shooter says mechanical sound is where it's at. He does this, hyped for the build. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, man, thanks a lot. I agree, mechanical sound is where it's at, and I think if we can pull it off, it will be super, super cool, especially if it idles, because it's gotta idle, man. The thing's gotta sound beastly just sitting there, and even maybe that little motor, depending on if the, if whatever cog is spinning on it is maybe a little bit off round, it might actually shake the car a little bit, which would be super cool as well. Yes. Armor Shooter, thanks for the comment, brother. Super Scale. Yeah, Super Scale came on here and let me know. He's telling me it's probably a 3D model extracted from a game. Proportions are right, but topology is hell. You are right, brother. Somebody took this thing. I don't know if it was from Need for Speed or it was some kind of video game that had the Crown Victoria in it. That's where it came from, and then it was just made to be thick. That's it. Nobody actually took the time to really prep this thing for 3D printing. Yeah, but Super Scale, nice to have you on board. Thanks for the comment, brother. Everybody is talking about your suspension kit. If you haven't checked out Super Scale 2020, check him out. He's the guy that designed an Arduino-based servo controller that puts a servo on every 4 corners, that puts the servo on every 4 suspension corners of your build, and it fakes or over-exaggerates the physics of what is happening to your car, which is sweet because, let's face it, the laws of physics, if you double your speed, you square the energy, right? So when we're talking about 1/10 scale vehicles, they don't act the same way as a 1-to-1 car does. But Super Scale has made a kit that kind of fakes it and makes the car roll a little bit more, and it just looks so perfect. Yeah, and General Hobby says, hell yeah, let her rip tater chip. Neighbor's gonna look and drift scale as oh yeah. Have you seen Super Scale's 22 channel? Super Scale, man, they love you. His servo ride body roll suspension for SAS drive into corners when drifting or real body roll. Yeah. It's, yeah, Super Scale, man. You want to send me one of those kits? Let me know. I'll rock the shit out of it. Kyle Santel says, I think the Freedom Factory security livery would be better. Yeah, meh. I mean, it looks like a cop livery, right? I don't know if it looks better. To me, it looks, I don't know, it doesn't look like, to me, in my opinion, the Click Patrol livery is simple and it doesn't take away from the car. It doesn't make it look too much like a cop car, which I don't really want to do. I would much rather it be patrolling for clicks than patrolling the Freedom Factory, whatever. But also room to grow, right? If we want to update this thing down the road, we have something to do. That's for sure. But yeah, no, I like the Click Patrol one, so I'm gonna stick with it. It seems like an easier task as well, which is there's a lot of things to do on this project, and I'd hate for the livery to take the longest, All right, wicked. Yes. Thanks a lot for all your comments. Super sweet to have you guys on board and be part of the community. Let me know if you have any ideas for making this thing pour smoke hard. I know that smoke machine generators for most drift cars are they just won't cut it. So we need some serious smoke pouring out of the back of these tires, which might also mean that we might have to block the cabin from the tires as well, so that the cabin doesn't fill with smoke before it pours out the back tires. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, they don't really show neighbor's exhaust that well, but if you look really closely when he's burning out, the two tailpipes, the two exhausts are directed right at the tires. So not only does that, I guess, heat the tires, but it also pushes all of the smoke further out, which creates bigger plumes. So, I mean, it's something like that we got to think about. But that's it for this episode of kpopRC. Don't forget to check out Scale Addiction on Facebook and on YouTube. And also don't forget to give me a sub if you're interested in seeing how this project progresses, and also maybe other projects on the go, because there's a lot in the queue, and I'm trying my hardest to make consistent content for you guys. And I also appreciate all the comments. Leave me a comment below if you like the project. Also, leave me a comment and subscribe if you want to be entered in the Recaro seat giveaway. Which, speaking of which, I got to print more of those. I think I only have 4 left. Make me laugh, do whatever, be a part of the community, and you're more likely to get the seats. If you just write Recaros in the comments, like, that's not being a part of the community, eh? Like, that's not gonna get you seats. You gotta be a part of the community. You gotta be there. You know, you gotta be present. Just a heads up, every time I send some seats, it's some money out of my pocket, which is fine. I'm into it, but yeah, keep that in mind when you leave a comment that just says Recaros, because I'm not gonna send you a pair of seats if you just write Recaros. See you later. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. It's a lot of work. I'm spending all my free time working on this thing, so I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it. Wicked. K-pop out.